Alright, I am here now and I am ready to get started. So today I'm doing something a little bit differently than I usually do, which is actually yesterday I was doing a stream on YouTube and I was just like, hey, let's try this out. That's something that I've never done before. I've never streamed on YouTube, and that's actually why it took me a little bit longer right now to get all set up because I was switching my stream keys over to Twitch, and I forgot that I hadn't done that yet. So I was sitting there wondering why, like, I wasn't going live yet. That's why. But I was just doing some basic photo editing stuff of my own photos yesterday. That was on YouTube, and I was like, I wasn't too happy with it, so I'm back on Twitch for an extra stream, and of course tomorrow I'll be back as well. But I had the extra time now, and I was like, instead of experimenting on YouTube, I might as well come back to Twitch. So I am doing something a little bit different today, which is that I've been going back and rewatching a ton of like these old Bugs Bunny cartoons, and from that I've been taking screenshots of like some of my favorite. You know, Bugs Bunny like dresses up a lot, and he goes, you know, dressing up as all these different characters and like people and like these crazy parodies of everyone. So I was like, okay. I've been screenshotting those, but because I've been watching in such a low quality, like these low quality ripoff sites, and also those aren't remastered versions that I'm watching. So I'm here and I'm trying to take those screenshots and use like vector pieces, and I'm hopefully going to try to basically like remaster them or like make them HD, at least the characters. I'm not going to do any of the backgrounds. I'm just going to do the characters for this because it'll be a little bit more difficult once you get into the backgrounds, but I mean, it's doable. I've done it before, so I've used the same technique before on multiple other shows. Well, actually only one other show, but I've done it multiple other times there used to be this show in the 90s called Batman the Animated Series, and that was another cartoon show that I like really liked, and there are some really iconic scenes and screenshots and moments from that show, and I went back and I made them like HD by going over them and using different vector shapes and everything and doing it that way. So I know for a fact that this technique works. I never thought about doing something a little bit differently. There is a different way for me to do this, and I'm going to show you to you in a second. But if I use, what's it called? It's called surface blurs. If I use the surface blur technique, it's possible that, let me crop that a little bit more actually. I've played around with the surface blur. The surface blur, in theory, would work really well for something like this, especially simple shapes like cartoon characters, and that way you just get rid of all the noise and it sort of flattens things out and makes it look a lot nicer. So obviously we get rid of all of this like gunk around his eyes and you know, around the line work. You know, you make the line work look so much nicer, right? But in the past I've tried it, and I to be fair, I only did try it very quickly. I didn't give it like a full fighting chance, but I did try it for a second, and I'm going to try it again here now, and if not, I'll go and revert to the tried and true method. Ooh, hey Claire Pix, thanks for hosting me. So yeah, so I'm going to try that right now, and if not, I'm going to go back to like the nice tried and true. Hey, I'm going to go back to the nice like tried and true method, and I know for a fact that that will work. So, how are you doing today? I'm just going to go this over to Smart Filters. I was actually, before I started streaming and before I had the problem switching things over from YouTube, I was eating some chicken wings, some nice chicken wings today for lunch. That was really good. Although without washing, well, I washed my hands after eating them, right? But apparently I didn't wash them enough, so like when I went to rub my eyes, like my eyes got a little messed up, and that was unfortunate, but I survived. They weren't even that spicy, so I can't complain. So I hope your day is, I mean, my day has been going fine aside from that, but that was a little bit of a hiccup in the day. Alright, let's see. Ah, I don't have my preview on, that's why this is not looking too good. So we're trying this here. I was just saying how I'm going to be basically like remastering this stuff. And in doing that, there are a couple different ways that I can do that. And this is one of them. I don't know how effective this is going to be. And if I'm going to go through this whole big process of trying to remaster some of these old photos, I really want to make it like as good as possible, obviously, like if I'm going to be spending this much time. So, I mean, this does a lot, but ultimately, like, this still does not look like like it's in HD, and that's sort of my problem with it. It's like the cheap trick workaround. Making some... Yeah, I've seen that... Uh-oh. Is it cutting out a lot? I'm at 0 drop frames right now, so I would assume it's on your end. Although my internet was acting up before this. I believe my internet should be fine though. I'm at 0 drop frames, and that looks... Oh, I'm only at I'm at like 18 frames per second. Hold on. Are you able to hear me right now? Let's see. It might pick back up. If not, yeah, it picked back up now. Uh-oh. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. I hope it's okay now. I think it was just messing up there for a second. I hate stream issues. I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that I was like switching it over. No, that wouldn't make any sense if it was just because the fact that you're not responding makes me kind of scared. I don't know if I should be restarting the stream right now or not. Please let me know as soon as possible. So this is something that I just learned right now, assuming that the stream is still working and on. Something that I learned right now is that the threshold level on the surface blur is like opposite to how you think a threshold level would work. I just learned that right now. So it looks like the more that you, the higher the threshold, the more it blurs. Is that right? Or maybe I have it backwards still. I don't know, I could be looking at it the wrong way. Oh no, I hope the stream isn't dead. I really hope that the stream is not dead right now. It should be working. It looks like it lags once I like switch over to this OBS view, but I'm still at 0 drop frames, so I assume that the stream is working fine. Although I am a bit scared about that. Alright, let's see. So I'm gonna try to get this down. So, okay, so this is what I was talking about. It's like this method is like very. It's the cheap workaround method if you don't have a lot of time. And it works. Like, this honestly doesn't look too bad right here, like this. But it's still not like complete full HD, and the lines are not as crisp as they could be if I went in here and did it manually. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to delete that. I'm just going to leave this all. What I will do is I'll crop this a little bit more, because we don't need any of that up there. Alright. But the wings were good. The wings were good for lunch, to be fair. Even though, going back to what I was saying, even though they burned me, they were good wings, so I can't complain. And aside from that, my day has been fine. I've actually been watching a lot of Curb Your Enthusiasm, yeah, blah blah. I know a couple streams ago I had been talking about... Oh, you know what, maybe my mic is... No, my mic is not cutting out at all. Because sometimes my mic gets like too loud and it starts cutting out. It should be fine. Okay. I've been watching a lot of Curb Your Enthusiasm recently, And I know a couple streams ago I was talking about how I hadn't watched it yet, and I was gonna watch it, and then I switched over to Veep, and that's sort of how I ended up watching. Well, that's sort of how I ended up watching the new season of Veep, because I knew that was something that I had to do, and I'm happy that I did that. But now that I'm switching over, and I'm like, well, now I have no other shows to watch. Now I'll finally start watching Curb. So I started watching, and honestly, it is a really good show. I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad that I haven't been watching it all this time. But I mean, it is really repetitive. I always make the joke with my brother, because he likes the show a lot, is that every show is just like the exact same thing. Where like Larry David, he complains about something, and then he basically by the end of the show, like he basically ends up doing the same exact thing to someone else. Like he becomes the thing that he is criticizing, and that's like the whole joke every episode. And like, you know, whatever. At this point, like I know it's coming. I know what the whole joke of the show is. So I just try to enjoy it as I can. And honestly, like part of the joke now is the fact that, well, part of the joke of the show is that you know that there's a joke like that coming in later. So that's how I look at it now, at least. Let's see. So this is a difficult area here, because I'm going to be breaking this up into different shapes, but I want to make sure that the shapes overlap in a way that... Okay, never mind. I do want to make sure that the shapes overlap properly. Here we go. This is already a point. Good. So like we see here with like the little curve, I want to make sure I go and do that. But yeah, I mean, like, I've watched the first couple episodes, and I'm already hooked, and that is a good sign, because I think I've been talking about it recently on stream, which is that I try to get in watching, what's it called? The Sopranos. And I'm less than a full season in, so I don't want to judge the show yet, but what I would say is, because I mean, it's regarded as like one of the greatest TV shows of all time, so for me to come in after like 5 episodes and be like, yeah, this isn't any good, would be kind of naive, I feel like, and also just like it would just not be an accurate depiction of the show. Here we go. Let's close those two things up. Oh no, don't move the entire thing. But that being said, there is nothing that makes me want to keep watching at this moment, as of right now. And I know that'll probably change, and I hope it does, because like that's what I want. I want to enjoy the show, obviously, because everyone says it's so good, and I'm still waiting to see what the whole good part of it is. Really, that's the point that I'm trying to make right now. So let me just switch over here. Bugs Bunny, army or military. Okay, but so basically, Curb Your Enthusiasm has been the exact opposite of what's basically the exact opposite of what The Sopranos has been, because this has been like immediately catching and interesting and entertaining, whereas The Sopranos, I've been having difficulty trying to get into the show, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? I'll eventually go back to it. I mean, I don't know. I was told again that basically what I need to do is get through the first season, which obviously, I mean, I agree with. The first season of any show is usually really bad, so I'm not going to blame anyone for saying that I should hang on just a little bit longer. But like I said, I don't want to say that this show is bad, but just the fact that, you know, it's not holding my interest right now. Ooh, Tom, how are you? How are you? How are you, Tom? So I don't want to say that the show is bad, but I do want to say that, you know, It's not holding up to what I thought it was gonna be. It's not as good as I thought it was gonna be. I'll put it that way. All right, let's see. I'm gonna sample this color just directly, and just take it right from here. And we're back to using pretzel too. So that that thing that I was showing a couple streams ago. I am doing good. Just had a nice lunch, so I'm ready. Oh, my brush is all messed up here. Here we go. Kate is fine. Well, so we're back to using pretzel now, which is a really cool thing. I'm enjoying it more. I mean, I still haven't been. It's not like I listen to it like during my free time, but I don't hate it as much as I used to, and that's a positive, right? So. Ooh, gosh, that harsh corner. What are we gonna do about that harsh corner? I don't remember having this problem before. And I'm confused as to what I should be doing about it. That works, but now I'm not gonna have any hard edges. Although I don't really need any hard edges yet, at least. Yeah, that works. I think that works. Is she still pregnant? I don't know. Was that part of the storyline or not? I don't remember. Okay. Now I'm gonna do the back of the helmet and the ribbons, the strings. Okay. And is that a good thickness? I suppose that's a good thickness. Maybe bring it down to like 18. Maybe bring it down to 15. I want to get something that like actually fits in. Yeah, I think that fits in pretty well. Cool. I said she was 3 months pregnant. Okay, well, I say a lot of things. I've learned to tune myself out. That's the quote from The Office. That's the Kelly quote from The Office. That's such a good quote. All right, here we go. See, we have the extra benefit here of not really having to do much work now because this is all going to be covered up. So I'm just going to go like this. Ba-ba. Cool. Okay. And as long as things don't interfere in terms of... Yeah, and it shouldn't. Okay. Good. Alright. So let's do a shape. And what did we say? 15? Is that what we said? With rounded corners. And I'm just gonna cheat a little bit and pull things together so that it actually works. Because I do want these lines to be like really nice and crisp and clean, and yeah, there's no problem. There's no problem with that. Oh, you know what? Because they're not on the outside. There we go. Here we go. Does that work? I guess that's not too bad. It doesn't look too bad until you zoom in, which is basically the case with everything else. I don't know if you were watching the YouTube stream from yesterday. I was going over a panorama view of. Well, it was a manually created panorama that I made from a couple weeks ago, and I was just looking in, and I was praising like, oh, it actually looks really good, and then I was zooming in and all around the photo, and then like you could see all the little imperfections, and I was like, oh, maybe it doesn't look too great. Maybe it didn't look as good as I thought it did. Maybe I've spoken a bit too soon. Which I thought was really funny. That's kind of what happens with all of my stuff. So like from here, it doesn't look too bad. So we'll just roll with it. I'm kind of concerned with the helmet piece there, because I feel like that's a little bit too... Yeah, the helmet piece here. Uh-oh. It's not selecting. Here we go. It needs more of a curve to it. Here we go. Let's try. Oh, no, no, no. Not that. That's not a curve. There we go. Why? Why? Why does it always do that? I'm so incompetent. Here we go. Now I wanna give it little handles. Oh, you know what? Is there no way to give it handles? I forgot how to give it handles now. You can do a free transform of points. I didn't know you could do that. What is the way? What am I doing wrong? What is the way to do this? Do I need the pen tool back out? Ah, I do, okay. So make this a nice little straight line, just a little point, and see how it shows up. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the way that, I'm happy with Curb Your Enthusiasm. I think it's a really cool, funny show so far. And we'll see what my thoughts are on it a little bit later. Because I also, same way that I don't want to judge Goodfellas, I mean, okay, what I hear about Curb Your Enthusiasm is that, like, it's one of the most consistently good shows, if that makes sense. Like, you know how, like, usually shows start going downhill. There's a point where, like, a show just starts going downhill. Especially for a comedy, because it's hard for a comedy show to stay relevant. Especially depending on how, depending on the main point of the show, whether it be like social commentary or, like, take for example Arrested Development. I don't know how familiar you are with Arrested Development, but in Arrested Development, let's see, in Arrested Development the oh right, I'm gonna do like the little ropes back here. In Arrested Development, like, a lot of it had to do with like George Bush and like war in Iraq stuff, and that doesn't hold up as well anymore, obviously. Like, going back and rewatching, and it's still funny, but it's just like less relevant. So, and that was, I mean, that wasn't the entire premise of the show, but the whole show was based around that idea. And so now it would be like, I mean, it got canceled, but if it didn't, I think it would have had trouble. I mean, it did have trouble staying on. So we don't really need to speculate on that, but it actually had trouble staying on for the opposite reason, because the show was so ahead of its time in the way that it did things that the audiences were just not ready. They were just not ready for it enough. Which is a shame, because it was a good show. But as long as Netflix does a good job bringing it back, this time around at least, then I'll be okay. I'll be A-okay. Alright, let's see. Let's pick out a good color. I don't know why it's automatically giving me like this mid-tone, kind of ugly gray color. Oh. Uh-oh. Here we go. Is that right? That was the right color? It does not seem like it. I just copy and pasted it. Oh well. Now that's the color we're going with, no matter if it's right or if it's wrong. That's what we're going with. Yeah, it looks right. It looks right enough, at least. Okay, let's go with this. Stroke on the outside. Outside, inside, west side. Alright. Yeah, let's keep I like the idea of not having any sharp points on it. I hope that doesn't turn into something bad. I hope it ends up good, and I hope it ends up looking good. But I mean, it makes sense because none of this stuff is really like super sharp, actually. I wonder what it is, actually. I guess because these things were done. All this stuff was done. All the drawings were done with marker. I'm not actually sure how these were made. I mean, like this was the cell animation, so the color was added in with actual paintbrushes afterwards. But the line work was not. It wasn't done with a paintbrush, I don't think. So, and yet there's like there's too consistent of a line for it to be done with pen. Well, there's too consistent of a line for it to have been done with marker. But there's too much variation for it to have been done with pen. Like, look here. Like, here it's really thin and here it's really thick. And they could just be like an artifact of, or leftover of the fact that this is like super low quality. And part of it is, I'm sure. But there is like still significant variation here. There's gotta be. Although maybe not. Maybe, That is interesting. I guess we'll never know. I mean, I'm sure there's like some documentary or something that says it somewhere, but as of right now, I would have no way of knowing without looking it up. So, it just gets to be whatever I think it is. If I don't know the actual answer, I can just make up the answer. That's fun how that works there. And my mind will never know the difference. Alright. Here we go. Same thing down here, we get to cheat because it's going to be all covered up. Alright. And I probably should not have curved that as much as I did, so I won't. I don't have to worry about curving anything anymore because we're making sure that all of the points are, what is it? Like softened. All the edges are softened. All the edges of the shapes are softened. So say that 7 times fast. The shapes are softened. The shapes are softened. Alright, here we go. Same thing, let's bump this up to 15, basically. And then also soften the corners, yeah. There you go. And it looks actually like really, What can we do to straighten this out? Okay, so I've also been playing a lot of Civ, like Civ 5. I don't know how, yeah, not Civ 6 yet, but Civ 5 I've been playing a ton of. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with Civ and the Civ series, but it's like super addicting. Okay, that looks a lot better. And it's basically like well, I mean, I'm not gonna give a rundown of what it is. Just look it up on by yourself. But I know a couple streams ago I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm not gonna play any more video games. I'm done with that. And I don't know. I feel like I'm cheating because that's still playing video games, but because it's on my computer, I'm able to sort of distance it from sitting in front of a console, but it's still just as bad because I played a whole metric tons worth of it. And now I feel bad because I want to play more, and I also didn't get a whole lot of work done. And that is a shame. Alright. As you can imagine, as one can imagine. The fact that I was doing that instead of getting work done is definitely not good. Hey, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Alright. Let me just do this. This I get to cheat on as well. I'm gonna be cheating. I usually actually don't cheat very much on these because the thing is that once you get all these, oh hey, welcome back. Once you get all these corners in place, if you don't cheat a lot in terms of like how you are assembling it, like you see, like I'm gonna have this stuff going behind that stuff, blah blah blah. But if you don't cheat a lot in terms of how you assemble it, you're able to, like, you're just given much more control, like, because you can move the shapes around more, right, individually, without worrying about how it's gonna lock up and interconnect with other pieces. But screw that, we're gonna cheat a lot here and just try to get this done. Ooh, I wonder if the mid-tone gray here that it's pulling from is from his face, because that doesn't look too bad. It's not the exact color, and I'm gonna just go and eye drop this really quickly, because might as well. But it's actually very similar to this, isn't it, huh? It's like, that's like scarily close. I don't know if that's just some mid-tone gray, or if it's actually pulling directly from there or not. I don't know where it's getting that color from. Other than just my palette, but my palette was set at black when it was doing that. So, unless I'm the one doing crazy, and also I've never used that kind of gray before, so I don't know. Maybe I'm losing my mind. All right, let's get here. Maybe do like 10 pixels. Still on the outside. I'm gonna keep that uniform. The fact that it's on the outside, that has to stay uniform. Here, the edges don't really matter because you're not seeing any of them by design. This is my design. Perfect. All right. Now is when we get into some of the more difficult stuff. So all these lines, all the individual little lines, I'm going to do separately. So like this thing here, this line here, that line there, these lines on here, I'm gonna have to come back and do, here I'm gonna have to come back and do, all of this here, and here. All of that's gonna be done separately. And that's because I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or what, but the vector lines for there are no vector lines, right? There just aren't any vector lines, like just a solid straight line. Because you could potentially do, hold on, let me go to a new layer. Watch, I'll show you. So I mean, I'm usually very much I'm pretty much always using vectors, right? But Photoshop doesn't have like awesome vectors, so. Alright, so if I go like here and I do like shape, it'll fill that in. And if I do a stroke, it'll fill in, like that'll count, you know what I mean? Like I can't just do this one arc. It'll get the bottom too, it'll count the bottom as being part of the shape, even though clearly I do not want that. But it's still counting the bottom as the shape, so. Oh well, whatever. So the only other option would be wait, but there was a way to do it. So now I'm a little bit confused though, because there was a way that I had done it in the past. Was it just taking the fill? I think it was just taking the fill color, and if I just take the paint bucket. Oh, no. Huh. Oh yeah, doing this and doing stroke path. Simulated brush. Yeah, see, there you go. But now then, this is not vector. This is not a vector, I don't think. Or at least, I don't think so. But you could potentially, oh no. But, and you can't move it around, that's the thing. So I can't like take this now and move it around and it'll move with me, because it's not a vector. It's just basically saying that that path is the path that I put my brush on, so you can't move it around at all. And you can't scale it, so it's basically not even a vector. It's just a more controlled brush stroke is how I would look at it, and not actually as like a vector, which is unfortunate, because now I'm just stuck with that stupid brush stroke. Okay, but oh no, I just ended up deleting all my layers. Okay, and delete selection, set, delete. Alright, now we're good. I'm just gonna make sure that we have everything now, because I just deleted it all by accident. Okay, cool. And let me make sure that we have the layering proper. Look, things are already starting to come together. That is looking good. That is actually looking good. Okay. So let me see this now. Now the eyebrows I can do. They're a little bit more difficult because, as you can see, they're a little bit squeezed in. They're just a tiny bit exaggerated, you know, nothing much. Just a tiny bit. Not that much. They're not super exaggerated. Just a little tiny bit. Okay. Let's see. Now I could potentially pull that down there, and this will be more true to, yeah, I think that's good. I think that's better. I hadn't planned on doing that, but maybe I'll do the same over here as well. It's just more true to what is actually going on in the piece here, because that's not really, it's not coming to a point. I mean, it's slimming down, but it's not coming to an exact point. So to make it come to an exact point would be kind of stupid. I would agree. Yeah, let's just do a black stroke. And on the outside, of course. Now here, I don't mind having too many sharp edges, so here it's okay if I have some sharp edges, I believe. Yeah. It's actually gonna probably end up being preferred to have the sharp edges here. It'll end up looking better, I'm sure. And if not, someone will get to correct me. But we shall see. Alright, so that's one eyebrow down. You know, this is actually kind of like rigging a character up to get animated too, which is kind of cool. It's like where my skills as being an animator can carry over. Although I wonder if honestly it would actually just be easier for me to trace over all of this. And now that I say that, especially because Bugs Bunny was drawn, he's a drawn character, so it's not like it wasn't meant to be drawn. I will have to look into that. I suppose I will look into that. Okay. And here I'll just fudge it a little bit and come back, and I'll either hide that or come back and fix it. But most likely I'm just gonna hide it behind the little nose. Little nose. Alright. Here we go. because the nose is actually pretty, well, not the nose, but the like the bridge of the nose, like the top of the mouth thing, is actually pretty big, pretty obtrusive. So I'll just hide behind that real easily. Bop, 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 bop. Alright, I'm liking the way that that looks. Except maybe... No. No, I'm liking the way that looks. I think that carries like a lot of character with it, actually. That's a pretty good like rendition of what was just going on and what's going on in the actual piece. So that I'm liking that. Alright, so now we're moving on to the eyes, which will be under the eyebrows, I suppose. Alright. And I do, oh yeah, I do need to get the, I think I'll just put the top of the mouth slash like bridge of the nose area. I'll just put that over everything because I'm gonna get real messy here now. I mean, it's already messy, but it's gonna get even worse. Here we go. And probably the same thing will end up happening here too, but I just don't know yet. So I'm gonna play it a little bit safer. Cool. Alright, one eye down. This one I'm not going to sample from the image because the image is all messed up. And also, they didn't paint with direct white, so most likely to make it look as clean as possible, it's good to have like pure white in there, because like pure white naturally is very difficult to get, so you're able to like set yourself apart from reality and from it looks more cartoonish by adding pure white, because pure white isn't like really, like it's not really possible. Oh god, what did I just do? Nothing. I pulled up some like random window that I then closed, so hopefully that doesn't blow up my computer. Alright. And you see here, it's not even close to pure white, but I mean like it's there's obviously like a ton of artifacts and stuff, but it really isn't pure white though either. They're not using pure white at all. And I might make the stylistic choice to change that, because it was a stylistic choice to keep that as well, as is. Alright, what about that? Whoops, let me redo that. Oh yeah, so it's not, yeah, that gray is not coming from my color. Oh, you know, it might be coming from my color panel. And it might, not down here, but like somewhere up here in the rows, like it's taking this color right there and automatically applying it to being the first one. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I suppose that stuff like that never does, so. Okay. Well, that doesn't look at all like it's wrong, right? No, that's definitely very, very incorrect. I'm gonna have to try to fix that. Let's undo that. Uh-oh, what's going on? I can't tell if my thing is hidden or unhidden. What? Oh, I had the wrong layer selected. Okay. There we go. Oh, you know what I can do is I can make this a clipping mask of the bottom thing. And I don't like working with clipping masks at all, really, because they have a tendency of breaking. But in this case, I think it's okay. In this case, I'll let it slide. I do want to fix this though. because this is not round enough. What comes around goes around. There you go. I think that's much better. In execution, I think that is much better. I could be incorrect. Let's see. Let's put it all together right now real quick. Yeah, it's coming together. It's coming together. Okay. We need a bigger stroke on the outside of the eye. And we can do that. We can definitely do that. Okay. But yeah, I mean, this was mainly just supposed to be a quick little stream. And I understand that a lot of people aren't even here to watch because they're not used to the extra stream. This is just supposed to be an extra stream. So, just a little quick little thing. Alright, I'll make sure those edges are nice and soft. It is very thick, it's still too thick. I mean, when I zoom out, it's not too thick, but when I zoom back in, it feels like it is. But 6 is very, very significantly different than 2, so I think we've struck a nice balance at this point. Yeah, I think that's a much better balance than what we were at before. We were at no balance, now we're at some balance. Okay, so now we're moving on to the other eye. On to the eye. And I'm gonna do the same thing of being like very careful around here, even though I don't most likely won't have to be. I most likely won't have to be. If that makes any sense. It should make some sense, right? So, here we go. This is where you have to do, like, start doing a lot of guesswork in here, right? Because, like, the bridge of the mouth, the top of the, like, the mouth top is right in there. And so it's kind of hard to like distinguish between which line is which is which. And from there, that makes things very difficult to determine like what is what. Yeah. All right. From there, we're gonna go 8 pixels, and then do the eye, the iris, the pupil. What is the iris? The iris is the hole, right? Or is the pupil the hole? Or are they both the hole and can be used interchangeably? I think that's the right answer. I believe they're both the whole. Alright. This is like some weird dystopian Bugs Bunny. Or not dystopian, but like alternate reality Bugs Bunny. One where like he's even simpler and more cartoony than he should be. Okay. Cool. Alright, same thing here. I'm gonna make the eye and then put him into a clipping mat. Put the eye, there's no I in team. I'll put the eye right there. All these little old McDonald, little cow jumped over the moon or whatever. Oh, Brazil, what's this? No one is watching. Alright. There you go. And I'm just gonna, all these little hacks are starting to stack up. Saving time, making money. Alright, there we go. One eye is bigger than the other, no? Which is okay. That's kind of the point, isn't it? Okay. Ooh, this is good. I'm liking this. Ooh, dang, it's 3:30. Okay, you should live stream Fortnite when I get home. All right, the Fortnite craze needs to end. Just saying that now. The Fortnite craze is so dumb. I have still yet to play Fortnite, but I know for a fact that it's not any good. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I don't have to play it to know that it's not as good as whatever everyone is saying about it. The Fortnite grind. Fortnite grind is not. Don't even. I thought you couldn't level up in that game. How can you level up in that game? I thought the entire point of it was like, it's like Hunger Games basically. Like, you drop in and you have to scavenge all of your weapons. But if you're leveling up, that means you have a significant advantage over someone who's just starting playing, right? And isn't that the entire point, is for that not to be the case? Uh-oh, wait, I messed that up. Settle things on Rust. You level up for costumes. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. I was so good. I'll play Rust. Didn't we play Rust one time? Or have I still not accepted? No, I've accepted your friend your whatever it's called on PlayStation Network, friend request. I think it's called that. I definitely accepted that. I'll play Rust. I still have my copy of Modern Warfare 2. That's one of the last one of the last things that I haven't sold yet. I've basically sold everything else. Let's see. That was not a sharp enough turn. Here we go. Alright. No, that's looking better. Rust was Modern Warfare. It was Modern Warfare 2. That's what I said. COD 6. It's coming back in 2019? What do you mean it's coming back in 2019? Are they remastering it? Has that been confirmed? Hey, Arcade Retro, what's up? Is it true that that's been remastered? Or is it coming to the Modern Warfare Remastered or something? The remastered has been confirmed? What? I did not know that. Are you kidding? Wait, I might have to stop the stream to go and see that, because Modern Warfare 2 is like one of my favorite games of all time. And I want to play that again on the PS4. That is awesome. What? Okay. Wait, because I wasn't going to buy the new COD, because I know it's going to suck. But I will actually buy it. If Modern Warfare 2 is coming with it, that is amazing news. Yeah, not 2019. Oh, not 2018. Okay. Damn. Okay. Well, I bought what was the Infinity Ward one? Infinite Warfare. I bought Infinite Warfare specifically for Modern Warfare Remastered. So I'll be buying that specifically for COD 6 Remastered then, I guess. That's when COD that came out, when CODs were still, when people just referred to CODs by their number, because there were so few of them. Everyone just called that COD 6. No one said Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I bought the COD 4 one already. I bought the COD 4 Remastered. I played that more than I played Infinite Warfare. That was Infinite Warfare. That was that one. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I messed this up. Oh wait, no, I didn't. I'm doing it. This is fine. The COD 4 one was good until they started adding all the different guns in. It's not a remaster anymore if you're starting to add like different DLC weapons in it. I feel like they didn't They didn't really get the memo on that. I always thought that was really weird. No, this is not a clipping mask. Oh, can I not? Oh, if I put it here. Because the COD 4 one was like good, but then they started adding in all those other guns. And it's like, well, now it's not a COD 4 remaster. It's not COD 4 remastered anymore. You just proved why it's not remastered. It's remade. There's always like a big distinction between remastered and remake. I used to remember what it was. I mean it's sort of self-explanatory. I think I just basically figured it out right now. Is that the remake is remaking it. I can't describe it without using the word in it. You know, it's like, please give me the definition for this word without using the word. I can't do it. The remake is when you remake something. The remaster is when you remaster something. I can tell you that, at least. That I can tell you. Oh, this is gonna give me some weird stuff. Yeah, this is gonna end up with some weird stuff. Okay, here we go. Let's try to fix this. I accidentally just like forgot how to use this. Ah, what is that? Oh, no, I did it right. I did it right. I forgot how to use the pen tool there for a second. You'll be home by 4 to live stream Fortnite. Okay, I'll actually watch that. Even though I don't play Fortnite, I'll watch that. Oh, here we go. This is what's messing everything up. Here we go. All right, here we go. Get this nice little point. They need to do Fortnite remastered. That's what they need to do. I wonder if the new Call of Duty is gonna have something stupid like that, like a Battlegrounds game mode. I bet you it will. I can pretty much guarantee you that it will. Actually, maybe not. COD is like famous for... They're famous for copying everything, but they're also famous for not doing whatever is like cool. They're famous for not doing what people want. I mean, not that I don't want a battle royale game mode, a battlegrounds game mode in Call of Duty, because that's not the point of Call of Duty. But I'm sure there'd be some people that would like that. Absolutely. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit in the mechanics. They'd have to figure it out mechanically how that would work, obviously, but let's go. Let's get a nice little sharp turn here. Down and out. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-da. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna do my best to like go around this nose area here, but it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be tricky. Gonna be tricky. Ah, I kind of messed it up already. Ah, God. Ooh, that's not too bad. This part is just gonna take a little bit more concentration, which is okay. Here we go. Make the edges a little bit nicer. Yeah, and that should be fine. That should be worked out all fine. And now all of that nice little work that I did in terms of trying to be really neat and in the lines in terms of, ooh, here we go. In terms of the eye there, that whole eye area, all gone to waste, all for nothing. There. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna do that, and then shape, not shape. The color of it will be like that light gray that we use for the eye. No, maybe it should be even lighter, probably. Yeah. And then what I'll do is, because like, so you see on the side of this object here, of the body, you see on the sides he has like the gray coming back in, and it's like painted in. I mean, it's clearly paint. Like it's hard to replicate that digitally, but I'll do my best to come in here and just like paint the side, paint that side. The rest will be okay. I'll paint in up here too, actually. I'm gonna, yeah. Alright. And now we can come in and do like 8 pixels on the outside. I don't know how that's gonna, ooh. I don't know, maybe on the middle. The eyes are like, the eyebrows are like weirdly overlapping all of that. And that is a shame. Alright, here we go. The eye. And that eye too. Alright. Because I don't want this to end up looking really weird. But I feel like that kind of has to. I wonder if maybe I should just be redrawing this entirely, just tracing it. I'd hate to see all of this work go to waste though. But it's not even that great. You know, maybe that is what I'll do, and I'll just do that later. I guess this was a good, fun experiment. I mean, I've used this technique in the past, and it actually worked in the past, but I guess it's not really giving me the result that I was looking for, so I'm not sure. I mean, I've done it a while ago, so I don't know if there's some like technique, that secret technique that I forgot how to do or something, and that I'm missing right now, but it's not working properly the way that I want it to. And so I think I'm just gonna end up not using this. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like, tomorrow actually on stream, I guess I'll just pull out my tablet and bring this into a vector drawing program and just trace over it. And I think that will give us the best results. Color stuff will still be done in Photoshop, I suppose. But aside from that, I'll do all of the line work, and that'll give me like a smoother, that'll give me a smoother, better looking final piece too. Okay. And that will be fully in vector and just more controllable. So I'll do that then. Schedule is down below for those of you that are interested, but I will be on tomorrow from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Good song to end on, I guess.